to start with the obvious because it's just happened at the weekend. Did you watch Jake Paul against Mike Tyson?
Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know which way you look at it, I didn't because I was up, I was on the phone, I was doing some phone calls, and I watched the two Mexican fights. Then the women's fight came on, and after 2 rounds, I lost it.
What, like started
And
throwing stuff at the telly?
and then I tried. Yeah, well, I couldn't get. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't get it back on, so that was it. But that is what it is.
Fair enough. I mean, would you have watched it if the stream hadn't gone down?
Yeah, I was up, I was awake. So if I'm not awake, that was it. And so as I say, I didn't see it, but I didn't see it. But I didn't see it then live, but I watched it in the office since and seen it. And yeah, it's what it's. It's what I felt it would be. I don't know what anybody's. I don't know why anyone's moaning. What I expect is a 58-year-old man. I mean, if you was going to say, right, Paul Gascoigne's coming back, and he's 58 years of age, and he's going to play in a football match, what would you expect from him
Not a lot.
against young guys? Well, that's it. It's nothing about, it's not. I'm not being disrespectful, but he's 58, and you knew he was going to be, 2-minute rounds for the first round, maybe maybe even up the second. He would obviously have some strength after that. You knew he would fade, and Jake. I like Jake, that, Nikita. They're good friends, and good luck to them. And they've done extremely well. They picked the right fight for them to put on, and obviously that's it. But for anybody to be sort of moaning, I don't understand what they expected from Mike Tyson.
What do you expect this will do to the sport, if anything, and
Well,
Netflix's
our sport,
relationship with it?
well, boxing. I
Yeah.
don't look at it as boxing. I'm not being disrespectful. 58-year-old man will never get licensed in here or Vegas or to fight. That was his choice. They found a home for it in Texas. They got 75,000 people. God knows how many people on Netflix have watched it. I mean, huge audience they've got. But it is what it is. You can't keep whatever way you want to dress it up. It's somebody who's the age of 58, who's not lived the life of a fighter, and why would he at that age for what, 25 years or whatever it is?
Does it do anything for Jake Paul? I've seen him talking about fighting real
Yeah.
boxers again after the fight.
Fighting who?
Fighting real boxers again after the fight.
Well,
He's talking about
he has fought
Canelo in a
real
couple
boxers.
of years and stuff.
Well, that who knows what's going on, but he has fought real boxers. I mean, you've got to look at what he has done. I mean, I'm talking about fighters at the level it was at, like, for example, with Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is a licensed fighter. He is a licensed fighter. I mean, who's he going to fight? I don't know. I mean, who knows what he's going to do? One thing's for sure, he's got a tremendous following. He's got a tremendous, he's monetized his appeal, and that's what he's done, and I'm not going to knock him for that. And if somebody wants to, if Mike Tyson trains and does whatever he does, someone fighting and they got proper medical advice there. I don't think 58-year-old people should be boxing in any shape or form. I don't think 58-year-old people should, and I'm much older than that, but I don't think they should be playing professional football or rugby or whatever. It just, it's not right. Anyone can tell you that. Anyone with half a brain knows that. So I don't know what you're expecting in the toughest of all sports
I
from
see
Mike
on
Tyson.
social media, Artur Beterbiev, obviously the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world currently, made an offer, perhaps tongue in cheek, to put it all on the line against Jake Paul. That aside, how far realistically do you think Jake Paul can go if he decides to go
Well,
through
he's
the
not
ranks?
going to, first of all, he's bulked up to being a heavyweight. I mean, he looks quite big, doesn't he? Now he's getting bigger and bigger. And if he did come down and do that, he would be out of his depth at this stage of the game. He's a novice fighter. I'm not being disrespectful. He's novice. He works hard. You only got to look at him. He's working constantly, and he wants to be a fighter. He is a fighter. He's a licensed boxer. Forget about Texas. He's been licensed in other states, and he has fought some boxers, some professional boxers.
So, do you think if he dedicates himself as he has been for the last few years, can he get to any sort of level?
I don't know. I've not seen him in a fight with somebody at a level. Tommy Fury. There weren't a lot in that fight. Tommy won it. I fancied Tommy to win it all from the beginning, and Tommy did win it. But there weren't a lot in it. There wasn't a lot in the fight at the time.
And Tommy's now fighting Darren Till. That got announced yesterday. What do you make of that?
Yeah, he's found a niche for himself, Tommy. He's getting paid a truckload of money. If he carried on being a professional boxer, he'd be doing eight. If he was doing 8 rounds still, he'd be getting 8 round money. If he can go and make big 7 figure sums fighting people, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? The brain won't distinguish whether those punches are coming from a licensed boxer or whatever. They are what they are, and that's his choice. That's his choice, and good luck to him. He made a heck of a lot of money fighting Jake, and I mean, big money he made from that. And when you look at what I know what he was earning because we were promoting him, what he was getting for other fights, it's a no-brainer in any shape or form. It's a no-brainer.
You said you didn't see Jake Paul against Tyson as boxing. Do you see Tommy against Darren Till as boxing?
Well, Darren Till, I haven't seen. He's never had a. I don't believe he's ever. Has he ever had
No,
a
he was
pro?
a very good UFC fighter though. At one
Yeah,
point.
I mean, listen, I didn't think Nagano. I thought Nagano would be a problem for a few rounds with Tyson, but he proved a problem for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
And then you look, so who knows? Who knows? But it is what it is. It's under the Misfits banner, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Let's move on to more traditional boxing. And Daniel Dubois, obviously, we've waited a while now. I'm sure you have too for an opponent for him for February. People are talking about him fighting Joseph Parker, kind of as if it's a done deal now. What can you tell us?
There's no done deal yet,
Is he on the
and
list?
we're
Official list?
looking at a couple. We're looking at a couple of people, but we've got to get something done because obviously we want him on that show in Riyadh on the 22nd of February. So when something is done, it'll be announced properly as per a Riyadh season event and a Riyadh season announcement. I won't be announcing it before then. I won't be talking or discussing it before then.
What's obviously you said you want to get it done sooner rather than later. What's been the sticking point? Is it a money thing? Is it people just don't want to fight him?
No, at the moment we spent a lot of time on the situation with um, waiting for what was going to happen, whether he wanted the rematch or not with AJ, but it's not happened. So we're talking to 3 guys at the moment, and we're going to make our decision. Funny thing is, I met with Daniel, his dad, and advisors today. They came up, and we've had a good chat. So we'll move forward based upon that.